In this lesson, I want to talk about the Format Painter, one of the greatest little tools in all of Microsoft Office. Been using this for years. I know a lot of people don't even know it exists. I'm also going to talk about your F4 key or your repeat option in Microsoft Word. When I talk about making it and then making it pretty, these are two tools that allow you to very easily make a document look good when you're done typing it in. Because we don't usually know what we're going to do to the document in order to make it look good, we'll type it in first and then we'll say, all right, what am I going to do with this? So this is the main title. So I would probably, increase the text, the font as much as I could. This is one thing I could do, and then I can center that, and then I can make it bold, and then I can make it underline, and that's a huge title. That might even be bigger than you'd like, but you know what? I'm just working here. Now, if it gave you a blank paragraph that's far too big, you can size those as well, right? So I can bring that down so that it's a normal paragraph spacing. Now here I've got two main parts of this. I got how your mind works, and then I've got mastering human relationships. Those are two of my main headings here. So whatever I do to this one, I'm going to want to do to that one. And a lot of times you don't really know what you want to do, right? So you'll experiment and you'll maybe make a color and make it bold, and then you might say, okay, maybe an underline. I'm just making this stuff up as I go, really. All right. Then you might decide, no, it's going to be better if I just leave that black. All right. So now, and then you might mess with some fonts and say, oh, what's going to look good? All right, I'm going to go with Arial Black. And by the time you're done, honestly, you may not remember what the heck you did. And rather than go back to the menus and revisit everything, here's what you do, especially if it's a long document. Now I took this from a little booklet that I wrote, and it's probably 20 pages long. And I had to take this and repeat it several times throughout the document. Here's how you do this. You take a paint sample, okay? All you need is one letter, really. Paint sample. You go to the paint store. So I'm gonna click right here, and then whatever you select will take on the exact same characteristics. Everything from your font menu here will be reproduced anywhere you click and drag, anything you select. Okay, so as you're going down your document, you're painting using the same thing that you had from this sample. Now, when you're done painting, you turn it off and you go back to work. Now let me explain a little bit more thoroughly here. The first step is you take a paint sample. If you only want to paint one thing, just click this button once and it will allow you to paint one thing, and then it will automatically turn itself off. In this case, this is exactly what I would have wanted. However, if you want to paint several objects, right, down a long document, what you'll do is you'll take your paint sample and you'll double click at the paint store. Okay, and then you'll just keep clicking and dragging everything you need as you're scrolling down your document. This is a huge time saver, and when you're done, of course, you would simply turn this off. Now, I use the analogy, I love analogies, I use the analogy of the paint store. It's called the Format Painter. And oddly enough, a lot of people think this is paste because when they were kids, they did little gluing, they played with glue when they were in kindergarten, whatever, and the paste looked like this, right? So a lot of people confuse paste with the Format Painter, but don't confuse them. This is your paint store. So those are the steps to using your Format Painter. Now, you've got this tool called Repeat. Actually, I've got the button up here because I use it all the time. And repeat means whatever I just did, do it again. So, if you insert a date and you want to insert another date, which is a terrible example. If I make something bold, this word bold, right? And then I want to make another word bold, I can select this and hit F4 and it will make it bold. So I'm just double clicking with my mouse. So I'm using both hands, really. I'm selecting a word and then I'm hitting F4. So F4 is repeat, which means whatever I just did, do it again. So you can use your Format Painter, but you can also use F4. We're going to learn other things such as indenting paragraphs. We're going to all kinds of stuff where you can use F4, even aligning your paragraphs. If you decided that you wanted this centered, well, I can come down here now with my right hand, click in this, and with my left hand hit F4, and whatever I just did, it's doing again. So those are two tools, F4, which is repeat, and your Format Painter. that will allow you to go through a document that you've typed in, plain, left aligned, nothing fancy, but with those two tools, you can quickly and easily format your document in a professional, attractive manner in a much easier way than trying to do it as you're typing. That's really counterproductive, and I don't recommend it. There are more features coming, but those are two of my top 5 by far, F4 and the Format Painter.